Across the vastness of the American continent, a curious quiet has fallen. From the soaring peaks of the Rockies to the endless stretches of the Great Plains, a stillness pervades. The great rivers of concrete, the highways that once hummed with a constant flow of life, now lie strangely silent. In the cities, canyons of steel and glass stand watch over streets that have grown quiet, their usual rhythm and pulse subdued. Even in the small towns, nestled in valleys and along coastlines, the familiar daily chorus has softened to a whisper. This is a silence that feels different. It is not the peaceful quiet of a sleeping landscape, but something heavier, something expectant. This stillness seems to have seeped indoors, creeping from the empty avenues into the very heart of human gathering places. We see it in the darkened windows of what were once bright and welcoming diners. Their neon signs, designed to beckon travelers from the lonely roads, are now cold and dark. A layer of dust settles on the sills, a silent testament to the passage of time without purpose. The wind, once a carrier of enticing aromas, now only rustles faded open signs that hang askew in forgotten doorways. It is as if the land itself is holding its breath, waiting for a life that has mysteriously paused. The landscape tells a story of absence. A parking lot, meticulously painted with white lines, sits vacant beside a roadside eatery. Each empty space is a ghost of a family car, a trucker's rig, a traveler's van that is no longer there. The natural world, ever present, begins to reclaim these man-made spaces. A single weed pushes its way through a crack in the asphalt, a small but powerful symbol of nature's patient endurance in the face of human retreat. It is a slow, quiet takeover, happening in plain sight yet largely unnoticed. The silence is not empty, it is filled with questions. This phenomenon is not isolated. It repeats itself from coast to coast, a pattern woven into the fabric of the nation. The Great American Road Trip, a pilgrimage of discovery and connection, now travels through a different kind of territory. It is a journey through a landscape of echoes, where the ghosts of laughter and conversation linger in the air. The stillness of the mountains and the deserts has found a strange and unsettling parallel in the heart of its towns and cities. Something fundamental has shifted, and the evidence is written in the quiet emptiness of these once vibrant spaces. We venture inside, crossing the threshold from the quiet street into a world frozen in time. Here, the silence is even more profound. Rows of tables stand perfectly set, their chairs pushed in, as if awaiting guests who will never arrive. A single fork, slightly askew, is the only sign of a final, hurried departure. The air is thick with the scent of old wood and faint, lingering spices, ghosts of countless meals served in a forgotten time. Sunlight filters through the dusty windows, illuminating particles dancing in the still air, each one a tiny spotlight on the emptiness. This is not just a room, it is a memory preserved in amber. In a small-town cafe, the coffee cups are stacked neatly behind the counter, their polished surfaces reflecting a room devoid of life. The sugar shakers are full, the napkin dispensers loaded, all in a state of perfect readiness for a morning rush that no longer comes. One can almost hear the echoes of past conversations, the clatter of cutlery, the gentle hum of a community starting its day. But now, only the low hum of a forgotten refrigerator breaks the deep silence. The stillness here feels personal, a quiet lament for the daily rituals that have ceased to be. We see this scene repeated in the grand dining halls of the city. Here, the scale is different, but the story is the same. Chandeliers hang like frozen tears over a sea of empty tables draped in white linen. The polished silverware, arranged with military precision, gleams under the faint light, a silent orchestra waiting for a conductor who has left the stage. These were places of celebration, of important deals and quiet romance. Now, they are monuments to absence, their grandeur only serving to amplify the profound sense of loss that fills the cavernous space. The details are what haunt the most. A child's crayon left on the floor beside a booth. A daily special, written in cheerful chalk on a blackboard, now a faded and irrelevant message from another era. A coat, forgotten on a hook by the door, hangs like a lonely sentinel. Each object tells a small story of a moment, a person, a life that was here and is now gone. The collective weight of these small, silent stories creates a powerful and deeply unsettling picture. These are not just empty rooms, they are hollowed-out hearts of communities. What powerful, unseen currents have led to this great emptying? The reasons are complex, like the intricate root system of an ancient tree, hidden beneath the surface. One of the strongest forces is economic. The cost of everything has been slowly, relentlessly rising. The price of fresh ingredients, the energy needed to light the room and fire the stove, the very rent for the space itself, all have climbed to levels that are difficult to sustain. For the people who run these establishments, the numbers simply no longer add up. The dream of serving others has become an impossible financial burden. At the same time, another change has been taking place, not in the kitchens, but in our homes and habits. The way we live, the way we eat, has quietly transformed. The ritual of going out, of gathering around a table with others, has become less frequent. We are a species that adapts, and we have adapted to a new way of life. More meals are now consumed in solitude, brought to our doorsteps in boxes and bags. The communal experience has been replaced by convenience, a trade-off made so gradually that many of us barely noticed it happening until the silence became deafening. This has created a difficult paradox for the restaurant. There are fewer people walking through the door, which means less income. Yet the costs to keep the doors open continue to rise. It is like a small boat caught in a powerful tide, being pulled in two directions at once. Many have tried to adapt, to change their menus, to offer new services. But for a vast number, the currents have been too strong. The decision to turn off the lights for the last time is often a heartbreaking surrender to these overwhelming forces, a quiet admission of defeat. And so, the ecosystem of the restaurant industry has begun to falter. It is a delicate web of connections linking farmers, suppliers, cooks, and servers. When one part of this web breaks, the vibrations are felt throughout. A closed restaurant means a local farmer has one less customer for their produce. A quiet kitchen means a baker's bread is no longer needed. The emptiness we see in the dining room is just the most visible symptom of a much deeper struggle, a systemic shift that is reshaping the landscape of our communities in ways we are only beginning to understand. The kitchen, once the roaring, chaotic heart of the restaurant, is now the quietest place of all. The great stainless steel surfaces, once wiped and polished 100 times a day, now gather a thin film of dust. The rows of knives honed to a razor's edge hang silent on their magnetic strips, their work abruptly finished. Pots and pans are stacked in neat, cold towers, their surfaces reflecting a room without motion. The air, which once danced with steam and smoke and the rich aromas of cooking, is now still and cool, holding only the faint metallic scent of disuse. One can stand in the center of this space and feel the ghosts of its former energy. This was a place of intense pressure and artistry, a ballet of precise, hurried movements. You can almost hear the sizzle of oil in a hot pan, the sharp chop of a knife on a wooden board, the shouted orders and responses that formed the kitchen's unique language. It was a domain of controlled fire and frantic creation. To see it now, inert and silent, is to witness the aftermath of a great storm, a place where immense energy has simply vanished into thin air. The tools of the trade lie abandoned, each a testament to a craft no longer practiced here. A whisk rests in a bowl, as if its user had merely stepped away for a moment. A stack of clean white plates waits on a shelf, ready for food that will not be plated. Even the large walk-in refrigerators, the pantries of this small world, stand empty and dark, their powerful fans silenced. These are not just objects, they are extensions of the hands and minds of the chefs who use them, and their stillness speaks of a lost purpose and a vanished passion. This silence extends beyond the kitchen doors, out to the loading docks, where suppliers once made their daily deliveries. The bins, once overflowing with the refuse of a busy service, are now clean and empty. There are no boxes of fresh vegetables, no crates of fish on ice, no sacks of flour. The entire chain of life that sustained this place has been broken. The kitchen was an engine, transforming raw nature into culture, into sustenance and pleasure. Now, that engine has fallen silent, and its quiet is a stark reminder of the vital, creative process that has been lost. These restaurants were always more than just places to eat. They were the modern equivalent of the village hearth, the central fire around which communities would gather. They were the backdrop for life's small and large moments. First dates, anniversaries, birthdays, promotions, all were celebrated within these walls. They were neutral grounds where friends could reunite, where families could connect without the distractions of home. They were stages for the quiet dramas of human life, filled with conversations, laughter, and sometimes tears. Their emptiness signifies the loss of this vital communal space. When a restaurant closes, a neighborhood loses a part of its identity. The local diner was where you learned the town's news over a cup of coffee. The family-run trattoria was where generations shared Sunday dinners. The corner pub was where friendships were forged over a shared meal. These places gave a neighborhood its unique flavor, its character. They were landmarks, not just of geography, but of memory. Their dark windows are like gaps in a familiar smile, a constant and sorrowful reminder of what the community has lost. The struggle to survive is a quiet, often invisible battle. For every restaurant that closes, there are many more fighting to keep their lights on, to keep the hearth burning. They are operated by people who are deeply passionate about what they do, who see hospitality not just as a business, but as a calling. They are trying to hold on against the powerful currents of change, hoping for the tide to turn. Their fight is a testament to the enduring human need for connection, for places where we can come together to share food and company, to be nourished in both body and spirit. What is truly lost when these places go dark? It is more than just a meal. It is the loss of a space where strangers can become neighbors, where the simple act of breaking bread together reinforces the bonds of community. It is the erosion of a ritual as old as humanity itself. As we look upon these silent rooms and empty chairs, we are reminded that a society is measured not only by its grand monuments, but also by its simple gathering places. And we are left to wonder what will rise to take their place, or if we will simply learn to live with the silence.